Hi, friends. We're live. That skeptical look was
I
just
know.
meant to throw you off a little. Be like, why is Matthew skeptical? Why is that a look of smoldering judgment?
Does it say,
What?
Why does it say that?
Your video is private. Can you guys see us? Tell us if you can see us. Do you think I chose like a weird
Yes,
setting
I
or
wonder
something?
If you did.
All right. I'm going to go to my computer and try to change it there without ending the stream.
Well, no, I've got El Puppy and Lamb and Turtle on here.
Yeah. Well,
Telling
then,
jokes already. Thank you, guys.
All right, then I think we're good. If you guys can see us, then we're going to assume other people can see us too.
Unless...
Hi, friends. What?
Well, I'm going to write here.
Okay.
Maybe they can't see us, but they can chat.
All
I
right,
don't know.
check it. Oh, we have somebody else making a joke that isn't
I know.
El Puppy. El Puppy, you are inspiring a joke revolution. For anyone who's joining us, Matthew Swanson,
good,
Robbie
yes.
Bear, we are here
Hooray!
to chat
They
with
can see
you,
us.
to read from the
Okay.
Real McCoys, to tell you things, to review the agenda. And we have a special treat today, which is not on the agenda.
What?
Well, some people may have been with us for Story Hour, but our friend, the magnificent Drew Bunting, musician...
Wait, is this on the agenda?
And dad... No, it isn't on the
oh,
agenda,
oh.
is what I'm saying.
So don't
It
start
isn't.
with the agenda. What's the use of an agenda if we're not going to follow it?
You and I had originally discussed not unveiling the theme song until tomorrow.
I know, but we were so excited.
All right, let's look at the agenda. Maybe we'll artfully slip the theme song in at some place, because I wanted to start with El Puppy leads with a joke.
Oh, Matthew put you on the agenda, El Puppy.
Which El Puppy did do. So
Oh
let's
my
scroll back
gosh.
to the top, see El
All
Puppy's
right.
joke. I didn't look at the punchline, so I will be dazzled and dizzied.
Why did the banana go to the doctor?
Because the doctor was so appealing.
That was good.
Yeah?
But not quite it. You
Okay.
got the gist of the joke.
Because-
which was the play on peel.
Because she had a potassium deficiency.
Oh, that's also funny.
Okay. To the doctor. I don't know.
Because he wasn't peeling well.
Oh, I like that. I like that, El Puppy.
All right.
All right. Well, there's another one, though. What do you
There
give...
was another one. But the lamb and turtle is not on the agenda.
You know what? I'm going to indulge Lamb and Turtle's
All right.
impulse.
All right.
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
What do you give a sick bird?
Penicillin?
Ooh.
Oh, no. The antidote to avian flu?
Oh.
No. I don't know.
A tweetment.
Ah! Oh, jokes make me wiggle and squirm. All right,
all right.
what does the agenda actually say?
All right.
All right, what do we have?
El Puppy leads with a
Yeah,
joke.
update on Robbie's well-being. Robbie, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Good.
I got lots of sleep.
Good.
And I feel very well rested, so
Excellent.
thank you.
Yeah,
But
what?
I'm a little sad
Why?
because you are so tired.
Oh,
and
I'm tired.
Don't feel great.
There's the thing about Robbie and me, you guys. If one of us is really, really happy, the
We're
other
like a
one...
seesaw.
Yeah. Actually, it's one of us is sad, the other one is lifted,
Yeah.
not to gloat, but to
No,
sort of help the other person along.
feel a little better.
And I think because Robbie's been sleeping so well, I've been sleeping badly. It's very inconvenient to be so
Yeah.
yin-yangly related to one another. I'm going to sleep well tonight. If I say anything ridiculous today, it's either because I'm tired or because I'm me. That's one of
Yes.
you can decide. All right, let's see what's next.
All right.
Update on Matthew's hair situation. Friends, my friend Carolyn gave me some hair product to try in my hair, and I tried it today because I have a business meeting at 4 o'clock. And I tried it, and look, my hair is sort of...
Your hair is better, but look what's happening here. This is what needs to be taken care of.
Robbie might
I have
hold
to
me down
just
with
do
one
that.
hand and take some skeezors with
Yeah.
another to remove
I can probably leave this alone
Yeah,
fine, but this nonsense needs to be handled.
See how it was judged? Do you see how it was
Well,
judged?
it's my fault that it hasn't been handled.
All right. Well, this nonsense of mine then. Shout out to E&E. I want to give a shout out to our friends E and E of Tennessee. I didn't mean to rhyme like that, but E and
Are
E
they of Tennessee?
aren't they? Yeah, they are.
Oh, yes,
They're
right.
at least in Tennessee, if
Yes.
not of Tennessee.
Yes.
We can debate what of means in terms of origins, but they are living in Tennessee. They are our friends, the friends of our friends. They are our buddies, our readers. Shout out to E and to E, whose dad... segue, might have written the new Robbie and Matthew theme song. In the middle of the night, he sent us an email containing a recording to the new theme song. This is the theme song of dreams. If you had to create a theme song from the essence of the universe and you bundled it all together in a theme song snowball and threw it at someone and it hit them in the chest and splattered across, it would sound like this.
Prepare yourselves.
Are you ready?
The Robbie and Matthew, the Robbie and Matthew Show.
Thank
That
you.
was good.
Thank you. I think that E and E were probably the inspiration for that because they are such magnificent people. So thank you guys for joining us today.
Yes.
And every day that you do join us, and all of you. This is
Wait,
fun.
we have another good joke.
What is
Sorry.
it? Yeah.
What does from Charlie? I think.
Okay.
What goes ooh?
What goes ooh? Anyone who just heard the Robbie and Matthew theme song went ooh. What else? Who else would do that? I don't know.
Cow with no lips.
Ooh. Oh, because he can't go moo. Oh, boy. He says all sorts of things funny, that cow. I like that, Charlie. I like that very much. All right. Now, I want to leave time for... Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No.
I was just saying we're getting some love for the theme song.
Every
so
day
good.
we're shortchanging you guys because we haven't gotten to the end of the Robbie and Matthew or the McCoys agenda for days. I keep bumping certain items along. I want to get to them. But I'm glad you guys like the theme song. Tell Drew. Matthew reads the first half of chapter 10 with apologies and regret. You know how much I dislike leaving you hanging, but I'm going to because Robbie's making me. Okay. Chapter 10 of The Real McCoys, Volume 1 by Matthew Swanson and Robbie Bear. Chapter 10, The Interrogation. When I get back to class, Mrs. Bunyan is not even sort of happy to see me. But I slip into my chair and try to look as innocent as I possibly can. For the time being, I am back to not wanting to be sent to the principal's office. I review my list of suspects. There are 4 names. All but one is crossed out. If it isn't Bob or Tracy or Leon, it must be... Emily? As Mrs. Bunyan switches from recycling to making thrilling observations about igneous rocks, I glance over at Emily. She is slumped over her desk, holding up her head with both of her hands, as if it weighed 1,000 pounds. She looks anxious and pale. Usually Emily Estevez looks as adorable and happy as a basket of baby seals, but at this moment she looks... Could it be guilty? Maybe, just maybe, instead of being the greatest and the nicest and the best, Emily Estevez is nothing but a two-faced liar and owl thief. It's hard to accept that I could have been so wrong about her, but the evidence suggests that Emily has been fooling me and everyone else this entire time. I look at the clock. It's almost time for second recess. I need to find Milton and figure out what Principal Jones wanted from him. And I need to interrogate Emily and see if I can figure out where she has hidden Eddie. But second recess is only 20 minutes long, so I'll have to work fast. The bell rings and I grab my jacket. I'm about to race out to the playground when I run into Mrs. Bunyan, who is standing by the classroom door with her arms folded. She looks at me with a dour smirk and speaks the 2 words I least want to hear. Spelling test! She points to my desk. My heart sinks as I come to terms with the fact that there is no escape. I sit down and take down a piece of paper. I brace myself for the worst. When Mrs. Bunyan gives spelling tests, she reads words aloud from a piece of paper and we write them down. But Mrs. Bunyan isn't holding a piece of paper. Czechoslovakia, she says. Checkers of what? Czechoslovakia, she says again. It used to be a country in Europe. Is that a 4th grade vocabulary word? I ask, as politely as I can. It is today, she says. If it is possible for someone to smile while frowning, that is what Mrs. Bunyan is doing at this moment. This is like Christmas for her. Christmas mixed with Halloween mixed with Easter morning. I am the big chocolate bunny in her basket, and Mrs. Bunyan is going to eat me in one bite. With a clear head on a normal day, I would file an official protest with the mayor, but today I am preoccupied with the fate of one 35-pound human being who is, at this precise moment, could be getting his eyeballs licked by eels. I do my best to write down whatever it is that Mrs. Bunyan has said. Checkers of luck, yeah. Next word, please. But Mrs. Bunyan is in no rush. Now she is holding her dictionary and leafing slowly through the pages, making little happy sounds like and hoo and ha 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 ha, as if she were filling her plate at an endless buffet. It seems like hours pass before her eyes light up and she says with absolute glee, Bougainvillea. How do you even pronounce it?
Bougainvillea?
Bougainvillea. I think it's
Bougainvillea.
Like, we should know how to pronounce the words in our book. I think it's Bougainvillea. I'm pretty sure that this is a kind of purple rash that Arnie Butler once got on his backside, and I do my best to spell it. Next, please, I say. Ricochet. Finally, I catch a break. I actually know Rick. Nice fellow. And I know how to spell his name. It seems like a really weird word for a spelling test, but at least I'll get one question right. All right, you have to look at the illustration here to get the joke. This is Robbie's favorite
It's
part in the
my
book.
fa-
So go
literally
ahead,
my
Robbie. Explain
favorite joke.
for anyone who doesn't get it.
So ricochet is the word, which means like when something shoots off something and then it deflects off. Like if you shoot if you shoot an arrow against a tree and it bounces off in a different direction, that's a ricochet. But Moxie thinks it's a person whose name is Rick O'Shea, which is an Irish last name.
Because Ricochet sounds
And
like
it's
Ricochet.
So funny.
If you're Moxie.
That makes me laugh so
Thank
much.
you for loving that, Robbie.
I love it so much.
All right, so at least I'll get one question right. Moxie is certain she'll spell this one right. Next one, please. This goes on and on for so long that it feels like entire civilizations rise and fall, as Mrs. Bunyan punishes me with impossible words and impossible slowness. I take it with grim poise, just like Annabel Adams' Volume 53, Not Very Bon Appetit, in which Dr. Fungo captures Annabel, puts her in a dismal tower, and forces her to eat nothing but bugs, slugs, and spiders for an entire year. But instead of getting grossed out and wasting away to nothing, Annabel learns how to cook these things into delicious casseroles, smoothies, and pies, and publishes a best-selling cookbook 3 weeks after she escapes. Which is to say, if she can make it through her ordeal, so can I. Another word, please, I say, as cheerfully as I can. Automatopoeia, says Mrs. Bunyan. It hits me like a tidal wave, but it does not knock me down. So this is Moxie's test. She's trying to do all these words. Czechoslovakia, bougainvillea, ricochet, idiosyncrasy, otter-mater-pier, Trisket desk a photograph, pterodactyl, Sue Dunham, rendezvous, mnemonic. We'll go over all those words at some point. What feels like 14 hours later, I write the last word and hand in my test. Mrs. Bunyan actually licks her lips as she takes my paper. Can I go now? I ask, as politely as I can. You may, she says. I look at the clock. I have 5 minutes left. I sprint outside. I want to interrogate Emily, but I need to talk to Milton. For once, I'm relieved to see him in his thinking spot. It's far better than finding him in Mrs. Breath's private dungeon. What happened? What did she say? Are you all right? Did you get hung upside down by your ankles? Somebody told Principal Jones I kidnapped Eddie. What? Who? Why? Apparently it was an anonymous tip, written in a note. A note? A note, saying I had stolen Eddie and was wearing his bow tie. But you wore that bow tie this morning. You wear a bow tie every day. That's what I told Principal Jones. Did she believe you? I'm not sure. I think so. What happens now? Whoever it was said they had additional evidence. Additional evidence? Additional evidence that would be revealed at the proper moment. I don't usually think of myself as an aggressive person, but I'm ready to dropkick whoever did this over Ample Creek. Principal Jones said I could go back to class, and that she'd let me know if she needed me again. A horrible thought occurs to me. Did you lose an owl point? Not yet. Phew! Okay, well, what do we do now? Wait, I guess. I grab Milton by both of his shoulders and look at him directly in the eye. We will not wait. We will figure out who did steal Eddie so that we can prove that person was not you. That does sound better than waiting, says Milton, and it's almost impossible to tell, but I think he's smiling just a little. I take a few deep breaths, and in the moment, I am the opposite of calm. I do know one thing for sure. It wasn't Leon, I say. I know, says Milton. How do you know? Leon dropped his pencil at Eddie's case. During morning announcements, says Milton. I went to the bathroom right after morning announcements, and Eddie was still in his case. So Leon couldn't have taken him. Eddie's case is right around the corner from the first grade classroom. Milton has told me that every time he goes, he always sneaks a quick peek just to pay his respects. Why didn't you tell me, I ask? Milton can be so frustrating. I tried to, he says, twice. I vaguely remember Milton saying something or other as I ran out of the cafeteria. I consider being angry with him for not trying harder, but there simply isn't time. That leaves Emily as the last remaining suspect, I say. I don't think it was her, says Milton. Emily has always been so nice to me. I tell Milton that Emily has always been nice to everyone, that it's her smokescreen, that she has only been pretending to be good and kind and lovable so that she can fool us all at this very moment. It suddenly occurs to me that Emily has been nice and good as long as I've known her. It is possible that she has been planning this crime since kindergarten. I suddenly have a whole new appreciation for my adversary. We have to figure out how to prove Emily took Eddie. I say this in part because I like how it sounds, but in part because when Maud and I were trying to solve a mystery, I'd state the facts, and and it would help her connect the dots. Milton did such a good job filling in for Maud when I was interrogating Leon that I'm hoping he'll be able to do the same now. But instead of making useful observations, he just stands there, pulling on his right earlobe and looking miserable. It wasn't Emily, he says. It just can't be. I want to tell Milton that there's no room for emotions when it comes to solving crimes. In Volume 48, The Really Bad Breakfast, Annabelle Adams discovers that it was her own grandmother who had stolen the Queen's jewels, but she still took her to Scotland Yard, which is where all the worst criminals in England are taken if they get caught. If you ask me, British criminals are pretty lucky to get to hang out in a yard, but I don't have time for that right now. It can't be her, says Milton again. I show him the page from my notebook with the list of suspects and only Emily's name remaining. I'm afraid it is, I say. I don't want to rush him, but second recess will be ending soon, and I need something, a new clue or any angle I can use to get Emily to crack. Suddenly I have an idea. Even if Emily is a criminal mastermind, there's no reason why we can't use her problem-solving technique, which is exactly what happens in Volume 14, Poetic Justice, when Annabelle steals the atomic lake evaporator Dr. Fungo invented to ruin summer vacations around the world, and uses it to evaporate all the water in his swimming pool just as he is leaping from the really high diving board. Dr. Fungo lands on a pool float, bounces over the fence, and escapes. But the point remains that it's perfectly fine to use someone's diabolical invention or problem-solving technique against them as long as it will help your case. And why don't we end there for today?
Dun, dun, dun.
So we have time for other things. All right, you guys. That is where we are on the Real McCoys. Let us see where we are on the agenda. All right.
What?
This is what I've been trying to do for days. When we were doing the drawing the other day, we were supposed to culminate Robbie drawing. Robbie's disappointed. Why don't you want to do some drawing? The people want you to draw. We've been getting comments clamoring for more drawing from Robbie, and maybe not clamoring for more drawing from me, but secretly clamoring.
Matthew wants to draw.
Clamor
so this is
means
all about.
to sort of make delightful sounds and expressions in favor of something happening. Can you see what a bad attitude Robbie is having at this moment? I'm going to sit here in all of my magnificence if you'd like to use me as a model.
I'm not going to use you as a model.
You're just going to use... Oh, you could use
draw.
the screen as your model. There's a mirror available to you. All right. Robbie's going to make thoughtful observations about the drawing process while she does this.
I am?
So if you want to draw me at home, get out your paper, draw me while Robbie does, and please, please post your magnificent portraits on the social media so that our viewers can see them. I would like to see whether you or we... you or Robbie is able to more faithfully render the majesty of this expression. It sounds like Robbie's going to do a cheat or something.
I'm going to do a cheat. I'm not even going to look at Matthew.
You're not going to look at me?
I look at Matthew all the time.
All right.
I'm going to do... Sometimes, you know what's interesting?
What happens?
Sometimes when I look at things to draw them,
Yes.
I get too caught up in the details and I try to draw them too much like they are.
Well... El Puppy, can we skip drawing today? Do you mean,
can
you skip drawing?
Yeah,
of course.
You guys don't have to do anything.
Well, I want to know why C. Albright said no like 12 times.
I think C. Albright doesn't want you to draw anything.
Oh, is that what you think? Could you clarify, C. Albright? Because I don't think that's what you mean. I think it's impossible that that's what you mean because of the implied majesty. All right, Robbie, what's... No, you said you were going to do something.
I'm just drawing it a little differently.
Oh,
I'm making
different
shapes.
style? Mm-hmm. Okay. So are you doing a vector drawing? Is
no.
That what, no? Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
Matthew's going to be quiet. Matthew doesn't know what he's talking about.
Matthew has glasses.
All right, Matthew does have glasses.
And they're kind of like wingy glasses.
Mm-hmm. Oh, those are the top of the glasses.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are not my eyebrows. Are you sure?
Those are not your eyebrows.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right, starting with the eyes. Is that a good way to go when you're making a drawing, to start with the eyes?
You know, I don't know.
Okay.
It's just how I do it. And not a lot of people, everybody does it different.
Is another rule of thumb that if you draw a face, that the eyes should be about a third of the way towards the top?
It's actually
versus
very
right in the middle?
No,
Yeah.
they're actually...
Where are they?
They're more towards the middle than you think.
Okay. All right. So Matthew has given you 2 bad pieces of advice.
Well, I don't know. You know what? I never learned to properly draw. I don't know all of the tot tips. You guys should go to other people's live casts for the illustrator tips.
All right. But we'll just have the pleasure of watching you draw.
Yes.
Which
but that's you're
something
just gonna have to
something
live with
everyone longs for.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. There, I'm gonna draw Matthew's eyes.
Those look nothing like my eyes. What I want you to know that my eyes are sort of almond-shaped and large and not little slashes. This is a choice that Robbie's using, a style in which eyes look nothing like eyes.
There you go. Thank you, El Puppy.
What
Be
is El
quiet,
Puppy?
Matthew, and let Robbie work.
El Puppy, Robbie loves you so much. I'm worried that at a certain point,
I think
I'm
El
going to
Puppy
get
is actually
fired.
Me, she's like my double in the
Did you
next
program
room
a
over.
bot? Did you program a bot to serve your whim? And that bot is El Puppy? I don't know. I'm not sure. El Puppy seems like such a perfect foil to me that
Matthew sort of has
Is that what my nose
kind
looks
of a
like?
biggish nose.
Yeah. All right.
Or a wide nose.
Okay.
Wide nose.
Okay. Didn't know that. Didn't know that till just now. All sorts of things about my ego are shifting around. Wow. You have a big mouth like that? Oh, is that my little mustache? Yeah. All right.
He's got like... Look at your little potato head.
I'm not sure how to feel about this at all. Not at all. But I guess hair. Until hair comes in, it's very hard to evaluate who... Oh, I see. Those are my untrimmed sideburns.
Those are your untrimmed
It's going to look
sideburns.
different a little bit later once
Yeah.
I get my hair cut. Oh, there's my ears. How did you make that appear behind the sideburns instead of covering them up? That's pretty interesting.
See, so I have a layer here that I just put the hair and the facial features on.
I didn't even see you switch layers. You're so
But
deft.
then look what I did. I accidentally did draw over the glasses.
Oh. Okay. Let's see.
Okay, now I'm just going to make a new layer for your hair.
Okay.
Your hair is brownish, right?
Sure. I don't know. I think so. I wouldn't call it anything other than brown. Robbie actually has 2 different colors of hair coming out of her head, you guys.
do.
She has some black hairs and some brown hairs. They can't decide what they want to be, and so they cooperate to sort of create the sense. Oh, now she has some gray hairs, too. She has 3 different colors of hair.
3 different colors of hair.
Oh, I see. I look a little bit more like me now. All right. I like that.
Oops, I'm going to put your hair behind. There you go.
El Puppy is claiming that she is human. I have no proof. I'm skeptical, El Puppy. And we have also, now he looks like a potato chip. Thanks, guys.
Yes.
This is a real upgrade.
Now I got to give you eyebrows.
I just didn't want the story to stop. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't want the story to stop either. But we're trying to divide and conquer the content here. Here's the thing, you guys. No, and this doesn't matter as much here. We have so much McCoys left to read. Give us some feedback, you guys. If you want to write us emails about what you think or what you'd like us to do, write an email at info@robbieandmatthew.com. INFO, like little piece of information, at Robbie, ROBBIANDMATTHEW.com. We want to hear from you. You can rail against anything you want to. If you want to complain about my ways, El Puppy, you can. If you want to tell us things that you do like or want to see more of, if you want to complain bitterly about dividing chapters into chunks, we want to hear all these things. We would love to hear from you. Also, if you have questions for us that we don't answer because we missed them in the sidebar, let us know, please. Draw Matthew evil, says El Puppy. I feel like I'm already looking rather evil. But what did we learn the other day about how to make someone look evil?
There we go. I got to
Right?
find what layer his eyebrows are on.
Okay. You don't even have to redraw them. You can just pivot them a little bit. Watch this, you guys. My eyebrows are just going to... let's see. Oh, this is so magical. Oh, ha, ha, ha. I like being evil, Matthew Potato Chip. Yes. Ooh. Yes. Oh, and then if you bring them in a little closer to the middle of the head, you look
Yes.
even more evil?
Yes.
Wow. What sort of foul scheme do you think I'm a part of here? I'd like to know. Oh, I like that. Oh. But my glasses are covering up so
your
much of the
glasses are
majesty.
covering up
Can
your
you make them
evil.
bigger?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Aha. There you go. Oh, my evil spreadeth across my entire forehead. I like that.
There we go.
All right, you guys. Evil potato. Can you write evil potato chip, Matthew?
Yes.
Because I think that's important that people coming to this cold know what's happening here. I admire Robbie's handwriting so much, you guys. Whenever we are an event signing books for people or dedicating books for people, Robbie has to do all of the dedicating and the naming, because if I did it, you would never know what it was that we were trying to say. It's not a strength of mine. I'm happy to admit my shortcomings. It's an important skill to know the things that are not your strengths so that you can overcome them.
Evil Potato Chip Matthew.
Robbie, what else do we have on the agenda? I'm obviously not going to draw you today because we've run out of time. But what else do we have potentially on the agenda to share with our friends?
Oops, I gotta put us back on.
Oh, okay. You want to see us real big? All right, here we go. Livecast. That is we.
We answer your questions about art, writing, or anything else.
Oh, once again. All right, we have a couple questions.
We have 3 minutes.
You guys have some questions for us? What else is on the agenda? Is there anything else? Oh.
Robbie complains.
Robbie, are you having trouble showing the agenda? What?
The agenda is too short. This agenda is too long, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was not what I expected.
Yeah.
What else is there? Matthew complains that Robbie is too tall. That was just sort of a little wordplay. Robbie complained the agenda is too short.
We sing Jingle Bells just because.
So either ask a question. You are trying to make people robots, Matthew, and I don't like it. That's not a question. That is an observation. That is a statement of opinion, El Puppy. I value you for saying it, but I want a question, or else we're going to start singing Jingle Bells right now. I'm going to count to 400, and if nobody asks a question...
That's a very arbitrary number. How long does it take you to write a book?
Okay. It really depends on the book. There is a book that I've written in 3 minutes. Because it didn't have many words and it was a terrible book. So you can write a really bad book, a short bad book you can write fast. A book like The Real McCoys, I spent a month or so writing a study of the book, which means a couple of chapters just to see how it felt. And then I shared it with Robbie. And then we shared it with our agent, Meredith, who's the person who helps us find a place to publish the book. And once Robbie and Meredith liked it, Robbie actually gave me some feedback and Meredith gave me some feedback, and I worked on it for a couple more months. Then we sent it out to Aaron Stein at Macmillan, who decided to purchase the book. And then Aaron and I spent another 6 months or so making the book better. So it was probably about a year of working on the book before it was done. But it doesn't mean I was writing all day, every day. I write in spurts. I might spend a week writing solid 10 or 15 hours a day for a whole week. And then I have a new draft of the book. And then I send it to someone else. And they think about it for a while and send it back to me. So I would say a good rule of thumb is it takes me about a year to write a novel like The Real McCoys or Cookie Chronicles, which is what we're working on right now. That was a long answer, but that you guys care about the nuance behind an answer. You don't just want me to say a year. You want to know what I mean, right? That's what I like about you guys. You care about the details. We have any more questions?
No, but El Puppy's brother says that Matthew is better.
Thank you.
El Puppy claims that he is lying.
I did not know that El Puppy has a brother. That is an argument against El Puppy being a bot, because as far as I know, bots don't have brothers. I'm still not convinced, though. I think El Puppy might be an elaborate algorithm meant to delight Robbie.
There's more clamoring for singing Jingle Bells than there is for answering questions.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells,
Robin
That's not Jingle Bells.
I was singing the Zivkovich's version.
Oh, okay. Batman
Smells
falls away.
Today.
We go to the barnyard and we scoop a bunch of hay.
Yay!
Friends, this has been a thrilling half hour with you. I'm sorry that I disappointed whoever wanted to hear the rest of the chapter. We will get to it tomorrow.
Yes.
And for the rest of you, please write us emails. Give us your opinions about where we should go from here. Should we keep reading? Should we do more chatter? I mean, should we... let us know.
We have lots of reading to do still.
We have lots of reading to do. We're going to keep reading.
Yeah.
But would you like more reading and less blah, 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 blah? Or would you like more of this? Would you like more drawing? Would you like more talking about art and creativity?
Up to all kinds of
I'm not saying we're going to listen to anything you have to say. We will make the decision because we are autonomous, independent adults. However, we would like to hear what you have to say so we can do what we want to in open disregard for your feelings.
Yes.
That's not how we want to do it. Okay, you guys, we're going to go. Matthew is so tired he needs to take a nap.
He's going to go take a nap.
He's going to say more coherent things tomorrow, we hope.
All right.
We have enjoyed this time with you, my friends. Be well.
El Puppy says, talk to the hand, Matthew.
El Puppy, you've got some winning sass. You're going places, my friend, my bot. Go infect someone's computer now. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.